Hi, Circuit. Rinig naman yung volume ko, no? So right now, I am sick, and I might not be able to explain these as best as I want to. But if you need more explanations, approach me in the TAMS or i-chat nyo ako, and I'd be happy to explain it further. Okay, Math 22. We have a bunch of series here. I like calling them bedrock series, or at least the most basic series. There's probably better terms, pero this is how I like to call them, bedrock. Okay, so meron tayong, ano na tawag dito? Geometric series. Basta may ratio siya, tapos raised to the nth power. So, meron siyang cases. So, sabihin natin yung absolute sign ng ratio natin ay less than 1. Ito ay magko-converge. So, pakalagay ko na lang siya screen. Magko-converge. Ayan. Now, in the next case, kapag yung magnitude niya ay naging greater than or equal to 1, ito naman ay magda-diverge. Pagawin ko na yung color nito. Ayan. There is another series type. Tawag sa kanya ay P-series. So, isipin nyo na meron kang N sa baba. Tapos, na-raise mo siya to the power of P. Okay, so meron din siya two cases. So, when will it diverge? Sabihin natin yung P natin ay less than or equal to 1, it will diverge. So, baliktad siya sa ratio, dito greater than or equal to, ito less than or equal to. Tapos, ito naman, kapag magko-convert siya, if yung P natin ay greater than 1. Ayun lang naman. Okay, and then, meron tayo mga alternating na series. So, dito gumagamit tayo ng alternating series test. Okay, so, we need to meet two conditions here for it to converge. So, the first one is, if you extend n all the way to infinity, it needs to approach 0. And then, b should be decreasing. Okay, there's many ways to show that, pero ayun. Kung nag-match itong dalawa, it's gonna converge. Otherwise, hindi siya conclusive. So if b doesn't approach 0, right, we need to use a different test. But I think the most helpful one is use divergence test to show na magda-diverge siya. Okay, so maglagay kaya ako ng mga examples dito so that hindi siya puro letters, no? Okay, for the convergent na ratio test, pwede mo isipin dito, 1/3. Kasi 1/3 is less than 1, diba? Ito, 3 to the n. May sense naman, 3 is greater than 1, so magda-diverge. Kapag dito naman sa power series, n 1/2, ano? Tapos ito sa convergent, 1 over n squared. Because 2 is greater than 1, magko-converge siya. 1/2 is less than 1, so magda-diverge siya. This also includes 1, the harmonic series. Okay, and then, alternating series test. So, ganito. And so, this decreases, and kung in-extend mo siya to infinity, itong part na ito, mag-squish down siya to 0. So, magko-converge siya. Okay, and then for divergence test, I guess kahit ganito lang, no? So, if you extend this to infinity, then it's gonna evaluate to either a plus infinity or a minus infinity. The limit does not exist, so it's gonna diverge. Alright, so I guess extra remark na lang. Notice na, pinili ko yung example na to kasi kung kinuha mo yung absolute sign na to, iba yung conclusion niya, di ba? This one converges, this one diverges. So, we have a further topic here on conditional convergence. Pero I will explain this later na lang. So, ayun, this is what our flowchart looks like. Ratio test, P-series tests, and alternating series tests. Okay, sila yung bedrock, sila yung pinaka-basic type of series tests. If you forgot these, you might be stuck in your solutions for a while, no? Okay, so next na itatakal ko will be some series convergence tests. I will start with the simpler one, yung I think yung pinakamadali visualize, si comparison test. Medyo similar siya sa Big O, I guess. But this is how I visualize it. Kung may alam kang convergent na series, at ganito yung graph niya, and meron kang function na gusto i-compare, I'll call it the function f. If yung function mo is less than a convergent, sinasabi niya na magko-converge rin ang function mo. Kasi pinupush down mo siya to converge. Now, what is the other case? Sabihin natin may divergent tayo na series. So, paakyat. Nag-explode siya, no? And then, meron kang function na umaakyat. No? Yan. If your function is greater than a divergent, then this one will also diverge. That's the conclusion. Now, if it's neither of these two, sabihin natin yung f mo na sa ilalim nito or yung f mo na sa taas nito, sorry, it's inconclusive. Use another test. Okay, so that is comparison test in a nutshell. May mga examples naman tayo dito later. Okay, next I want to tackle is integral test. Ito yung pinakamadugo sa kanila lahat kasi ang dami niyang hinihingi. So, sobrang demanding niya. Okay, so sabihin natin may function tayo, f. And we need to show three things. First one is, it needs to be continuous sa interval niya. Pangalawa ay positive dapat siya. Okay, and then, finally, kailangan may ipakita na decreasing siya. Ito ang demanding naman, no? Okay. Itong dalawa, you can just state the obvious. Usually, madali lang sila i-explain. Ang hinahanap lang ng IMAT profs is, how do you show na nagde-decrease siya? There's two popular ways na pwede mo siya gawin. So, the first one is the formal way. Kunin mo yung first derivative niya, and then ipakita mo na yung derivative niya ay less than 0 or negative. Sa pangalawang idea naman is, ito yung favorite ko i-spam. Sabihin natin it's just a function na nasa denominator. I like to use this. As your n increases, the denominator will increase. And if the denominator increases, the function will decrease. Okay, so you can spam this if you have the chance. But if it's difficult to show this, you have to go back to this one. Okay? Okay, next. Now, if na-match mo na itong tatlo, sabihin natin nag-checkmark na silang tatlo, if one of them fails, bawal ka mag-integral test. If all three match, it's an AND-gate, then you take the integral of f. And it will evaluate to two paths. So the first one is, if it's a real number, it will converge. If it's not a real number, it is either plus or minus infinity, then it will diverge. So medyo similar lang siya sa unit 1, diba? Sa improper integrals. So, same lang yung conclusions nun. Alright, and before we go to problem solving, I guess one last thing na i-discuss ko dito will be, sabihin natin may series tayo, A and B, na ganito. So, pwede mo i-distribute yung series like this, kind of like in integrals, no? Okay, so what if this one diverges, and this series converges? Ang conclusion dito is, by theorem, the original series A and B will diverge. Okay, so the divergent series is gonna overpower the convergent one. The other case is, if both of these are convergent, then this will be convergent. Aaron, paano naman kapag pareho sila divergent? It's not immediately obvious. You need to show, maybe magka-cancel siya ng terms, tas baka mag-converge siya. Pero I think ito na lang yung pinakamadali. Kapag divergent and convergent, divergent siya. Okay, so diretso na tayo sa actual problem solving. So start muna tayo dito. Now yung IMAT, onti lang yung linalagay nilang series sa exam kasi tinatago nila yung ibang series sa other items. So let's start with this one first. How do you attack this item? Kapag may nakita, okay, it's a family of multiple functions, similar sa Math 21. Si sine and cosine, bounded sila from, kung visualize natin yung waveform, -1 and 1. No? That is sine and cosine. Now, kung sine squared or cosine squared, ito equal lang siya sa sine na square mo. And if you square any number, it cannot be negative, right? So basically, ang visualization niya is something like this, and it's bounded ng 0 to 1. So dito from -1 to 1, ito from 0 to 1. Okay, yun yung bounds niya. So we can actually use that fact to help us with our analysis. So sine squared ng n, bounded siya below by 0, above by 1. Okay. Ano pa yung next na pwede natin gawin? Pwede natin ilagay yung series natin dito, right? And then we can actually complete this. So medyo similar lang sa Math 21, no? Yung sa squeeze theorem. Sabihin natin meron tayo dito infinity, 0 ng 2n. This is gonna be less than yung function na ito. So meron tayo dito sine squared n over 2n. And then this is also less than the series. Nakakatamad naman ito isulat. 1 over 2n na ganito. Okay. This is equal to, pwede natin ilabas itong n to the right. No? Equal lang siya dito. Tama naman, di ba? Kasi kapag dinistribute mo yung n dito, 1 to the n will still be 1. Okay, so notice, first, itong original natin is less than the series on the right. Okay. And then after that, itong series natin sa right, nasa start siya na video, di ba? This is a convergent geometric series with yung absolute natin na r equal to 1/2, and that is less than 1. Okay, so dahil geometric series siya, and less than ito, okay, so kung visualize natin, ito, parang pag ganun siya. Tapos ito, gumaganon. Right? So, by intuition, or by comparison test, this series converges. Ayan yung answer natin dito. Nakuha naman yun, no? Okay, next example. Similar lang sa kanina. Kung may series ka, pwede mo siya i-distribute ng ganito. So, may series dito, may series dito. So, let's just do exactly that, no? N equals 0. N equals 1. Kailangan pala strict tayo dun sa starting points nila. Okay. Tapos ito, 1 over pi n na geometric. Then after that, meron tayo second series na ganito. Actually, na-realize ko lang, this is just a constant number, so pwede natin siya ilabas. N equals 1. Tapos meron tayo ditong 1 over n. Okay, so let's use our bedrock series. Notice na ito ay convergent geometric series. Convergent geo series with absolute r equals 1 over pi, which is less than 1. Totoo ba yan? So 1 over pi is about 1 over 3.1, which is less than 1. So kung hindi tayo sure, pwede mo siya i-cross multiply. So 1 is less than 3.14. May sense naman. So tama yung sinasabi dito. Okay, next is itong part na ito. This is a divergent P series with P equals 1. So again, if it's equal to 1 or less than 1, edi mag-diverge siya. Alright, so same sa start ng video. By theorem, series diverges. So pwede na natin siya i-box ng ganito. Iba-box ko siyang ganito. Ayan. Okay. Medyo nakakamiss yung math na may numbers. Puro kasi letters yung nakikita ko dito eh. Okay. Next example. So, paano natin to gagawin? Alright, I think this is gonna throw a lot of people off guard kasi mukhang may n ka sa baba. So, by intuition, hindi pa parang mag-squish down to 0 siya. So, technically, it should converge, right? Okay. I'll give you some advice. If may nakikita kang function that looks integratable, may chance na integral test ang gagamitin natin. Okay, so let's start with the obvious. Since I'm gonna do integral test, kunin natin yung 3 na dinedemand niyang conditions. Start tayo dito. state the obvious. So this is positive and continuous. Ito yung two conditions na hinihingi niya. From the interval niya na 2 to infinity. Yung 2, i-close bracket ko siya kasi dun siya magsa-start. Infinity is always an open bracket. And, or okay, sige. Further explain ko muna to. Bakit siya positive? Kasi kung nag-plug in ka ng number na 2, this is positive. Kung nag-plug in ka ng 3, positive pa rin siya. So, it's getting smaller but, alam mo yun, it's still positive naman. So, okay lang yun. This is correct. Next is it continuous? Ang range na to, or yung domain niya, alam mo yun, like, it's just a line. And wala naman siya discontinuities dito. And same rin sa n. So, 1 over n, pag ganun yung graph niya. Again, it's continuous naman. So, this is also a check mark. Okay. Now, paano natin pinapakita na nagde-decrease siya? Pwede mo gawin yung derivative, tapos less than 0. Okay, that's 1. Or, yung sinabi ko kanina, kung yung function mo nasa denominator lang, you can use this script. As n increases, the denominator increases. So that means our function decreases. Check. Okay, so we now have 3 check marks. So what does that mean? Pwede na tayo mag-integral test. Tama. Okay, so further sanity check lang. Kung ito 2, okay, this is the number. Kung ginawa mo siyang 3, lalaki yung denominator. So that means liliit yung function natin. Ginawa mo to 4, lalaki to, liliit yung overall function. So may sense naman. Tama yan. Okay, let us apply the integral test. Gumagamit tayo dito ng infinity, so we have to use the improper integral from the previous unit. So as limit approaches infinity, ng t to 2. So basically, ito yung bounds niya. So 2 to infinity. Okay, next is, lahat ng n dito gagawin ko siyang x. So 1 over 6, x to And then meron tayo ditong ln 7x. And then ito dx. So tama naman yung pag-convert ko. Yep, okay. Next is, mahirap siya i-integrate kaagad. So I'm gonna use u substitution. Let u equals ln 7x. So paano natin siya i-differentiate? So if yung u natin is, wait, lagay ko siya dito. U equals ln 7x. So kung differentiate natin yung both sides, this is 7x times 7 by chain rule. So magka-cancel itong dalawa. And then itong dx, pwede ko siya lagay sa taas. So that's x du equals dx. So nasunod naman, no? X du equals dx. So basically, itong dx na ito, pwede ko na siya palitan ng x du. And itong x na ito, magka-cancel siya sa x na to. So ano yung makukuha ko dito? The limit as t approaches infinity ng ln 2 times 7, so 14. And this is ln 70. Okay, and we have here 1 over 6u. Yep, okay. It makes sense naman. Alright, now, kung pinlagin natin yung bounds natin, or wait, sorry. Kung in-evaluate natin ito, this is 1 over 6 ln u. And then i-evaluate natin siya from infinity and ln 14. So, didiretso ko na siya. 1 over 6 ln infinity minus 1 over 6 ln ng 14. Nakakatamad naman to. Ba't siya nagkakascade? Okay. Tapos ito, dahil yung first term natin magi-infinity lang, edi magi-infinity na rin to. Okay, so nag-infinity siya. What does that mean? By integral test, the original series diverges. So that is gonna be our conclusion dito. Ayan. Okay, so again, kapag integral test, three conditions. Do the improper integral, and then kung nag-infinity siya, diverge siya. If this is a real number like 1 or 2, it should be converge. Okay? Alright, next series. Kapag may nakita kang n dito sa taas, sabihin natin naka-exponent si n, most likely ang gagamitin natin is root test. Okay? Ginagawa kasi ng root test, dinidivide natin siya by n, so matatanggal natin siya. Yun yung reason kung ba't ganun yung intuition. So, we take the limit as it approaches infinity. Kapag root test, we take the absolute limit. So, this is 3n squared minus 14 divided by 3 minus 14n squared. Now, n is 1 over n. So, magka-cancel lang itong dalawa. That's nice. And what does this evaluate to? If this explodes to infinity, this becomes insignificant. And this also becomes insignificant. So what is left? May ano tayo? Power 2, power 2. So for Math 21, kapag nag-match yung dalawang powers, effectively nawawala lang sila dalawa. Nagka-cancel lang sila to 1, di ba? Ang may iwan na lang dito is yung coefficients natin na 3 and minus 14. So nasundan naman yun, no? Inside the absolute sign, we have 3 and minus 14. Okay? And then after that, kung in-evaluate natin si absolute, we have 3 over 14. This is less than 1. So, nakalimutan ko i-discuss ko ano yung root test, pero sige, let's get the conditions from here. If it is less than 1, equal to 1, and sa other case, greater than 1. Okay. So, if it is less than 1, it is gonna converge. If it is equal to 1, inconclusive. You have to use another test. And then if it is greater than 1, it's gonna diverge. Yan. So, based dito, less than 1 ang nakuha natin, we have to use this conclusion. So, by root test, our series is gonna converge. Ayan. Okay, so let's discuss some extra theory here. Okay, this is where it starts getting pretty beefy, I'll be honest. Even nung tinitake ko yung Math 22, I had a really difficult time understanding this. How do we determine absolute convergence? Okay, so I'm just gonna write it down muna. Absolute convergence or absolute convergent. And then we have conditionally convergent. And then ang final case natin is divergent. Okay, so I'm just gonna use an example here so that we can visualize it properly. And then maybe ilipat ko lang to na onte. Okay. For my examples, I will choose this one. Now, implied na to the infinity ito. Hindi ko na lang muna siya sinusulat. Okay, so if we have this, negative 1 to the n plus n squared, it's gonna split into two parts. So meron tayo yung negative 1 to the n, right? And then we have here n squared. Now, what if kinuha ko yung absolute value niya? Ang may iwan na lang dyan is 1 over n squared. Okay, so pay attention to this. This one, nasa start ng video, mag-alternating series test ka. So by AST, this is gonna converge. Right? Kasi kung, okay, ignore mo muna to. 1 over n squared lang siya. And if you plug it in to infinity, 1 over infinity is gonna evaluate to 0, so nag-converge siya. Next, kung in absolute sign mo siya, you just have this. It is a P series na yung P is equal to 2. So, P series natin says that this is gonna converge. Okay. So, what does this mean? If it's convergent na may alternating signs and it's convergent without the alternating signs na in absolute sign mo siya, then that means it is absolutely convergent. Okay? Next. Ang gagamitin ko example dito is the infinite series to the n. Ayan. So, there's two cases here again. Firstly, kung kinuha natin yung alternating negative 1 to the n, and then may n sa baba. And then dito, kung in absolute sign natin ito, mawawala itong sa taas. Ang may iwan na lang is si 1 over n. Okay, so, same shit. If tinanggal mo to, 1 over n, plug in mo siya at infinity. So, this is gonna shrink down to 0. So, 1 over infinity is 0. By AST, this is gonna converge. But, kung in absolute sign mo ito, mawawala to, di ba? 1 over n na lang ang may iwan. Sa start ng video, sinabi natin na this is a p-series and the p is equal to 1, no? This is 1. So by p-series, this is gonna diverge. Kasi p is equal to 1, edi ayun, magda-diverge siya. Okay, here. It's a convergent with the alternating signs. Tapos nung tinanggal mo siya, nung in-absolute mo siya, naging divergent siya. If these two disagree, tawag sa kanya conditionally convergent. What is the condition? It's gonna converge only with the negative one, the alternating signs. Saka lang siya magko-converge. Kasi kung tinanggal mo siya, naturally it will diverge. Okay, so ganun siya binivisualize. And then finally, si divergent, ang gagamitin ko na lang na example dito is this one. Literally yan lang. Okay. So sa divergence test natin, we just evaluate this at infinity, no? Now, negative 1 to the infinity, we are actually not sure. Does it end at a positive no 1 or at a negative no 1? And since both of these are not equal, they don't approach the same number, the limit does not exist. And if your limit does not exist, okay, that is simply divergent. Hindi siya 0. Basta hindi siya 0, pwede does not exist, magda-diverge siya. Okay? So, extra remarks na lang dito. For here, it doesn't need alternating signs. To stay finite. Kaya tawag sa kanya is absolutely convergent. Si conditionally convergent naman, it needs alternating signs. To stay finite. Ayan. Kuha naman, no? Alright, so that's basically it for absolute convergence testing. I guess next na lang na i-discuss ko. Ang dami talagang theorems dito, nakakainis. Okay. Sabihin natin ito. May series tayo and may integral tayo. So, yung series na sa loob ng integral. Like, what? Pwede pala yun? Okay. And, equal siya dito. Lahat ng n, ignore lang siya kasi hindi naman siya in terms of x. Ang x natin, lagyan mo lang siya ng plus 1 dito and divide mo lang siya ng plus 1 by power rule. Power rule. So, basically, this is gonna be n plus 1 dito. Tapos dito, meron tayong n plus 1 sa baba. This is gonna be plus c, kasama rin siya. No? It's just calculus, no? Lipat ko lang ito dito. Para lang mas centered siya. Yun. Okay. Baka i-yakit ko pa ito natin. I'm gonna introduce more tests dito. Alright. Let's start with this one, ratio test. Kasi medyo related na yung mga linagay ko dito. Okay, ratio test. How does this work? Sabihin natin may series tayo. E to the a na lang siguro. N. So we have a series e to the a. And all you have to do is take the limit as it approaches infinity. In ratio test, we also use absolute signs. Ayan, so meron kang n plus 1 sa left, and then you're gonna divide it by a to the n. Na ganito. Malinaw ba na n to? Okay, being sick is making it hard to write stuff. Okay, ito. Ano yung conclusions natin? If this one is gonna evaluate to three possible na values. So, meron tayo ditong less than 1, equal to 1, and then also greater than 1. Okay. If it is less than 1, magko-converge siya. Kung equal to 1, I'm sorry, you have to use another test kasi hindi siya conclusive. Use other test. And if it is greater than 1, it's gonna diverge. So again, if this evaluates to a number less than 1, convergent siya. If nag-equal siya to 1, other test, tapos kung greater than 1, magda-diverge siya. Okay, so what's so special about this? Itong left branch natin, ayan, ito yung ginagamit natin na branch for determining our interval of convergence or IOC. That's why we always equate it to be less than 1. Hinahanap natin kung saan siya pwede mag-converge. Kasi anything other than that, hindi na tayo sure. Okay? So that's why we use ratio test sa mga IOC problems natin. Alright, and I guess the easiest test of them all, C divergence test. Alright, so what do you do? Ito yun, no? All you have to do is take the limit as n approaches infinity ng A. So, walang absolute sign, ha? So, mag-ingat ka kung kailan nilalagay ang absolute sign and kailan walang absolute sign. Okay. If this limit is equal to 0, use other test. No, medyo malas lang talaga. You have to use a different test. Divergence test cannot tell you anything. Now, what if hindi siya equal to 0? Or, in the special case, the limit does not exist. It is gonna be divergent. Yan. So, medyo similar lang siya dun sa sinabi ko kanina. Katulad dito, hindi tayo sure kung 1 or minus 1 siya. The limit does not exist. And it's not equal to 0. So, that means divergent siya. No? Okay, so that's our theory there. And then, may isa pa tayong test. Ang fun talaga ng unit na to, no? Napakadaming test, tas ang daming need. Alam mo yun, nakakayak na. Oh my God. Okay. Limit comparison test. What's the conditions here? If our terms are positive... Wait, did I remember to write the condition for CT? Let me just check. Okay, I forgot. For comparison test, I forgot to write here na the functions need to be greater than or equal to 0. Okay, that is for comparison test. Now, dito naman sa LCT, okay, sa LCT, itong A, pwede siya greater than or equal to 0. Pero si B, bawal. Kailangan greater than 0 siya, strictly. Okay, bakit? Sabihin natin may two series tayo dito, A and B. So, ito sila. Ang definition for LCT is this. Take the limit as n approaches infinity ng A times 1 over B. Okay, ito. Walang absolute sign dito, ah. Okay, A and B must be positive. Alright? Si A, pwede naman siya maging 0. Okay lang naman yun. No? That's fine. Si B, bawal siya maging 0. Kasi nasa denominator siya. Ayun lang naman yun. I'll tell you right now, don't pay too much attention dito. I guess mas important dito is, can you understand or interpret the conclusion? No? Kung nakaka-overwhelm yung mga letters dito, just interpret the conclusion. I will provide this next flowchart. So, it's gonna split into 3 paths. Tapos yung 3 paths, may subpaths. Ang galing talaga. Okay, so we have here, evaluate to 0, evaluate to a real number, and then evaluate to infinity. Okay, wala pa siya conclusion, ah. You need to check this pa. Check mo yung series at B, the one wherein you are dividing it to. No? Okay, so meron siyang sub-branch. So parang 1-to-1 lang, no? May graph data structure, tas may sub-branches. Okay. If this one, yung B natin ay nagko-converge, sinasabi niya na yung original function natin na si A, or yung series natin si A, magko-converge rin siya. Okay? Now, paano kung nag-diverge si B? It's actually a dead end. you have to use another test. Limit comparison test cannot tell you anything kapag ganito yung scenario mo. Pwede lang is pag ganon. No? One-way street siya. Next. What if yung B natin ay nag-converge? So, same case lang sa kanina. Ang original A natin ay nagko-converge rin. Okay? Now, if ito nag-diverge, at least ito, may sagot. Yung original natin na A, okay, wait lang, ulit tayo. Itong B, kung nag-diverge siya, that means yung A natin ay magda-diverge rin. So, it's basically two pairs. Kung whatever the conclusion of B is, that's also the conclusion of A. So, if B is converging, A will also converge. Ganun lang siya for finite real numbers in between 0 and infinity. Okay, na-gets naman? And then finally, ito si B. Now, it's gonna split into two paths again. So, we have here the convergent case. If B converges, this is actually inconclusive ulit. So, we have to use another test. So, sorry, wala ganun talaga, malas lang. And if nag-diverge siya, no, if it diverges, our original function is also divergent. So, lipat ko lang to dito para mas clear. Ayan. So, recap. Kapag itong limit na to, nag-equal siya to 0, you're gonna go to this branch. Tapos, i-check mo si B. Kung nagko-converge ka, may sagot ka. Kung diverge, wala. Okay. Different test. Kung ito nag-evaluate to a real number, let's say 1 or 2, ito yung branch na gagamitin mo. Tapos kung ano man ang sagot dito, yun na rin ang sagot ni A. That is our original function. And then after that, kung nag-infinity siya, medyo baliktad lang siya ng left part. So if ito nag-converge, edi wala kang sagot. Kung nag-diverge si B, edi yung A magda-diverge rin. Alright? So that's all it's trying to say. Now, nakaka-overwhelm siya kasi ang dami niyang sub-branches. But that's also its strength. Because it has so many ways to conclude something, it's pretty versatile. That gives us the question, ano nga ba ang weakness ni LCT? It's actually a lot more straightforward. Other than these inconclusive parts, if your limit does not exist, edi wala ka rin mapupuntahan, no? Use other test. That's its weakness. If the limit does not exist, you have to use a different test. Other than that, ang dami niyang sakop. Maganda siya for polynomials in general. Okay, so ang daming need i-absorb, no? Sige, recap. Absolute convergence, ito siya, no? Mag-check ka lang na absolute sign. Tapos kung may contradiction, conditional siya. And then, ayun, meron tayo ditong ratio test. So, ito yung ginagamit natin for IOC, si less than 1. And then after that, for LCT, itong tree diagram siya, pretty much. So, here are your 4 possible conclusions. Everything else not defined. Okay, so, punta na tayo dito sa bulk of Math 22. Power series. Ang daming need i-absorb. Alright, we have here determine IOC and R. So, familiar na, no? Gagamit tayo ng ratio test. And then, gagamit tayo ng absolute convergence. Okay. Mahabang solution ito, guys. So, just bear with me right now. I'm not even sure if I can explain this with my condition right now. Okay. So, let's say, ratio test. Tama. Ratio test yung simulan natin. So, we're going to use the limit, no? Tapos, absolute na mag-approach to infinity. So, doon na muna tayo magsimula. If our n approaches infinity, paano itong an plus 1 na to? No? So, literally, ang gagawin mo lang, lahat ng n, palitan mo lang ng n plus 1. So, kung n squared to, di, ayan, n squared lang. So, yung a of n dito, ayun lang, lagay mo lang siya sa baba. So, reciprocal mo lang siya. So, punta tayo dito. Itong x minus 3n, sige, I'm gonna slow down here for a bit. If it's n plus 1, equal siya sa x minus 3, multiplied like this. So, ang ginagawa ko sa exam is, dinadiretso ko na siya dito. No? Pampabilis ng time. You can do the same way. You'll get full credit. X minus 3n. Property siya ng exponents. Itong nasa baba, paano yan? ito mas straightforward to. You literally just add plus 1 dito. So this is n plus 1 minus 2. Okay, paano naman si 5n? Same idea. 5n plus 1 equals siya sa 5 times 5n. Na ganito. So dumidiretso na ako dito. So this is gonna be 5 times 5n. Na ganyan. Alright, and then next part here is literally just take the reciprocal of this. So kung ito nasa baba, lalagay mo siya sa taas. Kung ito nasa taas, lalagay mo siya sa baba. Okay, nasunod naman, no? So here we have x minus 3n. Tapos ito, n minus 2, 5n. Alright, Aaron, what does this mean? We can actually cancel some stuff here. So firstly, yung 5n natin dito, pwede natin siya i-cancel. And yung x minus 3 natin and dito, pwede rin siya i-cancel. So, ano yung sinasabi niya? Equal siya sa 1 over 5. Nagtitipid ako ng space kasi mahaba solution dito. X minus 3. And then, meron tayo dito limit approaching infinity of everything else. So, itong 5, pwede mo siya ilabas dito. Kasi, alam mo yun, hindi naman siya negative. 1 over 5 lang siya dito. Ang x minus 3, literally, just hug it with these absolute signs. And then, kung ano man ang naiwan, for example, na hindi rin natin kinancel, si n minus 2 at ito, lalagay mo na sila dito sa loob nito. Sa loob ng limit. So, bakit sila naiwan? Kasi, ang n natin, nag-approach infinity. Ito na lang yung mga may naiwang n. Everything else, lumabas sila. Okay? Now, from Math 21, what does this evaluate to? In Math 21, this is gonna evaluate to 1. Right? Bakit? Kasi, kapag nag-approach na infinity, tapos meron ka ditong dalawang same powers, sige maglalagay ako dito ng example. You take the highest degree, right? Kunin mo yung highest degree, tapos kung ano man ang coefficients nitong dalawa, that is your limit. Okay, so this is for Math 21. Kung negative to, edi negative to. And nasusundan naman, no? Ang naiwan na lang dito is highest power is 1 and ang coefficient nila is 1. So that means this is just 1. Usually, you're gonna be doing this shortcut a lot naman. But maybe mag-iba yung coefficient. And then, ang may iwan na lang is this. So that is 1 over 5. Meron tayo ditong x minus 3. Okay. What do you equate it to? Ano yung inequality natin? If we want to get the interval of convergence and we are doing ratio test, visualize the flowchart. Ano yung nandito kanina? Less than 1. Right? Less than 1 will give us a convergent. So, balik na lang tayo dito. For IOC, it needs to be less than 1. Ito yung ginagawa natin. So, equate mo lang talaga siya, less than 1. So that we can find its interval of convergence. So, this is ratio test convergence. Okay. Now, what does this tell us? Kapag itong 5, linagay mo siya sa kabilang side or multiply both sides by 5, ang makukuha mo is x minus 3 less than 5. Tama? Okay, paano natin tatanggalin ang absolute signs na ito? Much like sa solving quadratic polynomials, di ba parang may plus minus ka? Literally yun lang. May isang plus 5 tapos may isang minus 5. So, yung x minus 3 ay hinahag ng 5 and minus 5. Ganun lang. Lipat ko lang ito dito. Tapos, kung in-add mo yung 3 on all sides of your inequality, mawawala to. This is gonna be minus 2. This is gonna be 8. So, minus 2 in between x in between minus 2 and 8. Nasundan naman, no? Okay, so you now have your lower bound and upper bound. So, technically, this is already where your IOC is. Pero ang extra na gusto i-ask na IMAT, do you have to include these? No? So that's where we start doing this next set of steps. So I'm going to split the solution into 2 parts. Kung ma-drawing ko lang yung line ko na maayos. Ayan, okay. Good enough. Sabihin natin, meron tayo dito at x is equal to minus 2. Ibahin ko nga yung kulay. Minus 2. This is gonna be our lower bound. And then, at x is equal to 8. So basically, ito lang silang dalawa. No? Okay, literally ang gagawin mo lang, kunin mo lang ang series na to, plug in mo lang yung x by these two values. So you have here minus 2, and you also have here 8. So evaluate mo lang talaga yan. So the infinite series nito, minus 2, minus 3n, and minus 2, tas 5n. Okay, kinopya ko lang yung given. What does this evaluate to? Simplify nga natin, what is this? Meron tayo ditong minus 2 minus 3. So, meron tayong negative 5 to the n. That is also the same as minus 1 to the n times 5 to the n. Properties of exponent. Pinutol ko lang. No, dinistribute ko lang siya ng ganito. So, notice na may 5n rin tayo dito sa baba. So, magka-cancel itong dalawa. Ang may iwan na lang is ito. Tsaka ito. Okay, nakuha naman, no? So, this is gonna be equal to minus 1 to the n. Nakalimutan ko yung series. Okay, baka mabawasan tayo ng partial points dyan, guys. Isulat mo yung series kahit sobrang pangit ng notation niya. Okay, meron tayo dito negative 1 to the n, tapos meron tayo dito n minus 2. Ito yung hindi na-cancel. Tama, no? Okay. So, dito sa kabilang side, just do exactly the same. Our original series is this one. So, plug in mo lang yung 8 dito. So, ano yan? 8 minus 3, no? 8 minus 3 and minus 2, 5n. This is gonna be equal to, ayusin ko lang 8 dito. Okay. Meron tayo dito, same idea. Ang 8 minus 3 to the n is 5 to the n. Tapos may 5n tayo sa baba, so magka-cancel lang silang dalawa. Ang may iwan na lang is 1 over n minus 2. So, ito yung may iwan. That is the series 1 over n minus 2 from n equals 3 to infinity. Okay, so we now have our two series, right? Okay, so you have two series. You have to check the convergence of two separate series. Yan. Okay, kapag may nakita tayong negative 1 to the n, automatically, bedrock, isipin mo na, from bedrock, alternating series ang gagamitin natin. So, in alternating series, pipili tayo ng b. And ang pipiliin ko is yung wala ito. So, 1 over n minus 2. That is gonna be our b for alternating series. Or sige, for sa mga nagbabasa lang, this is your alternating series test na b. Okay, so what does this imply? First, we need to check the two conditions ng AST. Okay. How do you check na nagde-decrease siya? Again, you can take the derivative nito and then ipakita mo na less than siya than 0 or negative siya. Or, yung sinabi ko kanina, kapag wala ka naman terms sa taas sa numerator, all of your terms are in the denominator, you can use this script to save you a lot of time. As your n increases, the denominator increases. So what does that mean? The function decreases. So now that is your first condition. I mean, pwede mo naman i-validate. So for example, starting at 3, it is 1. Kung ginawa mo siyang 4, magiging 1 half. Kung ginawa mo siyang 5, magiging 1/3. So lumiliit siya. Nung lumalaki yung n, lumalaki yung denominator at nagde-decrease yung function natin. Tama naman, di ba? Okay, next condition. Kunin natin yung limit ng b as it approaches infinity. 1 over n minus 2. Notice that it is gonna squash down to 0. 1 over infinity is gonna squash to 0. So now that is your second check ng AST. Nagde-decrease yung function, nag-evaluate siya to 0. So what is our conclusion, Aaron? By AST, yung series natin na ganito, or sige, ito na lang sulatin ko. Negative 1, n minus 2, it is going to converge. Yon. So that is our first part dito. Nag-converge yung series natin. Okay, next is, paano naman yung series na to? Alright, hindi siya elementary series, no? Wala siya yung mga bedrock series natin. You can use multiple tests here, but I will use the one na yung pinaka-recent na tinuro ko, na si LCT. So, visualize natin. Ito ulit si LCT. Ito yung tree diagram niya. Okay, so what are steps? Ito, yung may A, tas may 1 over B, tas yung limit niya to infinity. Wala siyang absolute value, ah. Okay. So, magpipili ka ng random na B na kahawig ng function na to, or kamukha ng function na to. Kamukha niya is 1 over n. So, I'm gonna use that. Ang point dito is, kapag kinuha ko yung infinite limit niya, it's gonna evaluate to something na madali lang. So, start ako dito. For B, I'm gonna choose 1 over n. And this is yung sa LCT natin. Okay, for the document readers, this is for my LCT approach. I'm gonna guess 1 over n as my second series. Now, evaluate natin yung limit as it approaches infinity. So, you take A, tapos 1 over B. Ang A natin is this. Ang B natin is this. So, ano yan? That means 1 over B is equal to n. So, nasunod naman, no? Yung A natin, lalagay lang natin siya dito. That is 1 over n minus 2. Yung B natin, reciprocate mo siya. So, that's n. Lalagay mo siya doon sa kabila. Again, take the reciprocal. Or sige, para mas clear tayo, ayan siya. Babalik ta rin mo yung B, lalagay mo siya dito. Okay? Now, similar to Math 21, this limit is gonna approach, anong value? 1. Kasi, n over n, as it approaches infinity, no? Infinity over infinity, wag mo siya isipin ganun. Isipin mo na yung coefficients niya is 1, sila ay highest power, no? Highest power sila, magiging insignificant si 2, magka-cancel yung dalawang n, ang may iwan na lang is 1. So that's this. That's from Math 21. Okay, so from here, nakakuha tayo ng 1, and ano ulit conclusion natin kapag real number siya? Okay, if it is a real number, it is a finite real number, kailangan natin i-check kung ano yung series ni B. So, since the series ng 1 over n, ano yan? Ito yun, yung B natin. Tinagay mo siya dito. This is a P series ulit, or harmonic series. Is a divergent P series with P equals 1. So, ano kinoconclude nun, Aaron? Since yung B natin naging divergent, ang original natin divergent. Ganun lang. So, by limit comparison test, n equals 3, ng series na ito, 1 over n minus 2, will also diverge. Okay, so nakita nyo na yung duality, no? So, galing tayo dito, tapos nandito na tayo. Alright, so, we started from here, nakuha natin yung series, tapos we analyze them further. One series converges, one series diverges. What does that mean? Kung ito nag-converge, pwede mo ito isama. Lagyan mo ito ng less than or equal to. Dahil ito divergent, wag na wag mo ito isasama. Okay? Keep it less than 8. Okay, so, what is our interval of convergence? So, ang IOC natin, it is simply x in between. So, isasama natin si 2. Tapos, yung 8 natin, open interval lang siya. So, open bracket. Wait lang. Kailangan malinaw tayo sa brackets, guys, kasi minus nila ito pag mali. So, kung nag-converge siya, square bracket. Tapos, kung nag-diverge, open bracket. Ganun lang talaga. Tapos, yung radius natin, r, ano siya? Yung r natin, sige, mag-ano na ako ng space dito. Okay, our r, it is simply the distance between 8 and 2, negative 2. So, 8 minus negative 2 is 10. Divided by 2, 5. Ito yung r natin. So, ang r natin dito is just equal to 5. And that is our answer dun sa first part ng problem. IOC is negative 2, tapos ito 8. Tapos kailangan pa natin ng absolute convergence. So, kinulang tayo ng space. Sige, mag-new page na lang ako. Okay. Now, ang tanong dito is absolute convergence at the left interval. So, saan ang left interval natin? Ito yung interval, ito yung left interval. Ito yung series niya. So, ang paraphrasing ng sentence na ito is, check mo yung series dito sa left. No, the left interval. Is it absolutely convergent, conditionally convergent, or divergent? Yun yung tinatanong dito. Ano yung absolute convergence niya? So, literally, we just copy this series. Pero may shortcut rin siya. Notice na kapag ito, kinuha natin yung absolute sign niya. Or sige, wait lang, balik nga tayo sa theory. Absolute convergence. Ito. May series ka, tapos kung kinuha mo yung absolute, ayan, either this, or kung kinuha mo absolute nito, you get this. Diba? And then it can be convergent, convergent, or convergent, divergent. Does it look familiar? Balik tayo dito. Ayan. So, yung sa series natin, kung kinuha mo yung absolute sign nito, you will get this series. Tama naman, no? Kung in-absolute mo to, ang may iwan na lang is 1 over n minus 2, which is this one. And, nagkataon na may meron na tayong conclusions for this. So, you can just use the script, guys. Since yung series natin na may negative sign, sige, para clear, minus 1 to the n, ng n minus 2 ay nagko-converge. Ayan. But, yung absolute sign series niya, which is this one, this one diverges, which is basically yung conclusion natin dito. Pumunta siya dito, tapos ito pumunta dyan. There is a disagreement. What does it mean for a disagreement kapag in absolute sign? Simply means, yung series natin na may alternating signs is conditionally convergent. And then that's our conclusion for this item dito. Yan. Okay. Wow, ang daming words. Oh my God. Sige. Paano natin siya pwede hatiin pa? Ayun, so kung galing ka dito sa IOC, or maghanap ka ng IOC, mag-ratio test ka. And then after that, kung ratio test, kailangan less than 1 so that it can be convergent. Yun yung sinabi sa start, diba? And kung nakuha mo na yung dalawang endpoints niya, ipa-plug in mo lang siya sa original function, you will get two series na need mo i-analyze. So, yung isa sa kanila, most likely AST. Right? Most likely AST gagamitin. And then the other one, it can be anything under the sun, whatever IMAT throws at you. Nagkataon na ginamit ko dito is LCT. And nakita ko na yung isa ay nag-converge, isa nag-diverge. So, kung nagko-converge siya, close bracket. Diverge, open bracket. And dito, kung absolute convergence at the left interval, tinatanong lang niya is if yung left series natin, kung linagyan mo siya ng absolute signs, same ba yung magiging conclusion niya? Dahil dito, hindi siya same, edi ang tawag sa kanya conditionally convergent. Now, what if they both agreed? Kung converge and converge siya, then this is gonna be absolutely convergent. Okay, that's the other case. Kung disagree, conditional. That's basically this item here. Wow, that is a lot to digest. Oh my God. Okay, I think this one is a lot more digestible naman compared to the first one. So, given e of x and its power series expansion, which is this one is just a fancy way of saying na it is defined everywhere. So, kung may number line tayo, it is approximately e to the x pa rin. No? All the way from minus infinity to infinity. The other notation for this is the real numbers. No? Okay, so tinatanong is, write this function or this integral as a series of constant terms. What does this mean? Aaron, what does this mean? Ano lang yan? Infinite series. So basically, ito siya. In a nutshell, basically, kamukha niya ito in some way or form. So kung kamukha lang niya ito in some way or form, there's actually a way to do it. Lahat ng x mo dito, i-update mo lang siya as negative x squared. Pretty much. So lagyan mo lang ito ng negative x squared, lagyan mo lang ito ng negative x squared. What's a more clear way of showing that? So, sabihin natin, meron tayo e to the negative x squared like this. Ay, sige, wait lang. Bagalin natin. Meron tayo ditong e to the x. So, ito siya. E to the x. Then, meron tayo ditong itong series dito. So, hindi pala sila equal. Sorry. Lagay ko na siya ng ganito. And then, meron tayo dito to the n. Tapos, meron tayo dito n factorial. Okay. And then, kung nakuha mo to, what does this evaluate to? Sige. Meron tayo ditong e to the x. So, ito yung x natin. Palitan mo lang yung x ng negative x squared. So, basically, kung may x ka dito, at may x ka dito, literally, lagyan mo lang to ng minus sign, and, nalagyan mo na siya minus sign, diba? And lagyan mo siya na squared. So, this is gonna be squared dito, squared dito. Okay, so, matchy-matchy na silang dalawa. Tama, no? Alright, so, ano yung pwede natin i-add dito? Itong n, pwede natin siya i-distribute. So, meron tayo ditong negative 1n, tapos meron tayo ditong x2 to the n. Nakuha naman yun, no? So, property of exponents. So, meron tayo dito negative 1n. Tapos, meron tayo dito x to the 2n. And then, don't forget na may factorial pa tayo dito sa baba. Alright, so in a nutshell, this is basically it. Ito yung transform niya. And, kung ito, equivalent lang siya sa series form niya, edi lagyan mo lang to na series. Ito yung magiging series natin for this first part. No? Wala pang integral. Series pa lang siya. So, let's get this. The integral from 0 to 1 ng infinite series na ito, kunin mo lang to, lagay mo siya dito. That is gonna be equal, kasi equal na silang dalawa. Right? So, plugin mo lang. Negative 1n times x to the 2n all over n factorial. Tapos, in terms of dx, since yun yung ini-integrate natin. Alright, so what does this evaluate to? Medyo similar lang talaga siya dun sa product rule. Or I think na-discuss ko rin to kanina. Lahat ng x natin dito, power rule lang siya. So, 2n plus 1 dito. And you divide it by 2n plus 1. Literally, ayun lang yun. So, meron ka dito negative 1n. Tapos meron ka dito x 2n plus 1. So, lagay mo dito sa baba. Meron kang n factorial. Tapos dito, meron kang 2n plus 1. Okay? And then this, evaluate mo siya at its bounds. So, may 0 to 1 ka. So, this is 1. X from 0 all the way up to 1. Okay, so, may pwede ba tayo i-shortcut dito? Kung linagay natin yung 0 dito, it's just gonna be 0 raised to anything. We don't care. 0 times anything is just 0. So, nawala na yung lower bound niya. We can just ignore this. Yung 1, kung lagyan mo siya dito, 1 raised to anything will just be 1 pa rin naman. So, basically, you can just ignore this. Ang may iwan na lang is this expression here. Yan yung magiging final answer natin. So, infinity, ito, negative 1, n factorial, tapos may 2n plus 1 ka dito. Well, like, ayun na talaga yun. So, chill lang naman siya, di ba? Okay, like compared sa kanina na super haba ng solution, this one is a lot more digestible, di ba? Okay, everyone's favorite, the Taylor series. Sige, bago yun, mag-review muna tayo ng high school math. Sabihin natin may n factorial ka. Let's complete the sequence. 0 factorial is, sige, wag muna natin evaluate. Lagay ko naman dito, 0 factorial, 1 factorial, 2 factorial. Never ko pa rin na-gets bakit exclamation mark yung ginagamit for factorials. Okay, so kung may factorial ka, ano ulit to? This is just 6 times 5, counting down all the way to 1, no? So, equal to 6 factorial. Now, itong segment dito, equal siya sa 5 factorial. Itong segment dito, that is just 4 factorial. So, nakuha naman yun, no? So, ano yung evaluations nila. 0 factorial is 1. I never understood why, pero sige, 1 siya. 1 factorial is 1 times 1. Multiply mo ito by 2. Multiply 2 times 3, so you'll get 6. Multiply mo ito ng 4, so you will get 24. So multiply mo ito ng 5, you will get 120. Tapos multiply mo ito ng 6, you will get 720. Now, I'll tell you right now, you are going to save yourself a lot of headaches if memorize mo to. So I'm leaving it as a tip. Memorize these. Because you will be using them every single time you're gonna use Taylor series. So I'm just gonna add some more space dito. Okay, so how do we do TS ba? So Taylor series. Ang formal definition niya is, if you have a function, pwede mo siya i-rewrite as an infinite series starting from 0 ng derivatives of the function evaluated at the center or A, and then i-divide mo siya, sige, okay na pala yun. I-divide mo siya by n factorial. Ito, malino ba? N factorial. That's its definition. Yan yung coefficients niya. And then you're gonna multiply it by its power series na centered at A. So, paano yung steps niya? Literally, kung paano ko siya kinolor, ganun mo siya i-evaluate. So, start with the derivatives. After that, plug in mo yung center at A. And then after that, i-divide mo siya by the factorial numbers, which is this. Kaya pinapa-memorize ko sila kasi palagi sila nagpapakita. And then after that, ikakabit mo itong value na ito dito. Ganun lang siya. Okay? Alright, so welcome to the peak of Math 22, Taylor series approximation. So, how do we start? Again, literally just follow this color coding. Start muna tayo sa red. So, let's get the derivatives. So, function of n. Ang original function natin dito is this. So, ln ln 2x minus 3. Now, how do we take the next derivative of this? So, kung dinerivative natin ito, equal siya sa 2x minus 3. And by chain rule, pag-multiply pa tayo ng extra 2 dito. So, equal rin siya sa 2. Kung ito may 1, 2x minus 3, negative 1. Ito na lang isusulat ko para mas madali buhay ko. Okay? So, I'm gonna get 2x minus 3, negative 1, like this. Okay, next. Again, we're taking the derivatives again. So, from 0, first derivative, second derivative, third derivative, fourth derivative. Paulit-ulit lang siya. Okay. Na-derivative ko na siya na isang beses, i-derivative ko siya ulit. So, d over dx nito. Kung ganon, itong negative 1, babagsak siya dito. Tama? Next, bumagsak na to. That means ito magiging minus 2. And by chain rule, may extra 2 ka pa dito. So, evaluate mo to. This is negative 1 times 2 times 2. That is negative 4. Yun yung coefficient natin. So, binabagalan ko siya kasi ayaw ko magkamali. Very critical talaga to. Nagkakaskade kasi errors niya. Next, derivative natin siya ulit. So, itong minus 2, babagsak siya dito. And mag-chain rule tayo ng isa pang 2. So, what is this? Negative 4 times negative 4, that is gonna be 16. Okay, that's gonna be 16. Kailan tayo titigil, Aaron? Ayoko na to. Fourth degree. So, you're gonna take the derivative 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ito na yung last. Okay? Last na to. Minus 3, bagsak mo siya dito. Chain rule, 2. So, this is minus 6 times 16. That is gonna be negative 96. 2x minus 3. Negative 4. Sorry. Okay, para sa mga nagbabasa ng document, lalagay ko lang dito chain rule with an underline. So, don't forget chain rule, guys. Mga common pitfalls siya. Okay, so we are done with our first column. Woo! Kaya ko ba siya i-draw na mas maayos? Sige, okay na ngayon. What is the next step? Kung nakuha mo na yung derivatives, plug in your derivatives at the center, A. So, yung center natin dito, about 2. That also means na yung center natin is equal to 2. Okay? So, you literally just plug in 2 into all of these x. So, paano yan? Notice na 2 times 2 minus 3 is just 4 minus 3, which is just equal to 1. Okay, din-design ko yung problem na maging 1 lang siya para madali buhay natin. Bakit? So, we have here ln 1. This is just 0. Property siya. Ln 1 is 0. Kasi e to the 0 is equal to 1. No, yun yung inverse niya. So, meron ka na dito ln 0. Ln 1 is 0. Next is, itong part nito, this is just 1. This is 1. This is 1. Okay. 1 raised to negative 1 is 1. 1 raised to negative 2 is also 1. So, basically, sinasabi ko, ito lang yung only time na 0 siya. Everything else is just 1. So, you can just ignore all of this. Ito 0 to. Ang coefficients natin, ililipat natin sa next side. Nakuha naman, no? So, this is 0. Sige. I-expand ko na lang. Plug in x equal to a equal to 2. Kasi yun yung given natin dito. Okay. So, meron tayo ditong 0. Everything else is just 1. So, kunin na lang natin coefficients natin. Lipat natin siya to the next side. So, here we have 2 minus 4, 16, negative 96. Nakuha. So, lagay mo lang siya dito. I'm gonna add some more space. Alright. What is the next step, Aaron? Literally, divide mo lang siya by n factorial. So, kung na-memorize mo yung sequence na to, madali na lang ang step na to. So, we start from 0 factorial or 1. So, magde-divide tayo dito ng 1. Divide by 1, divide by 1, divide by 2, divide by 6, divide by 24. Again, this is just the series, no? We are dividing everything by n factorial. Okay, so, basa. 0 divided by 1 is 0. This is gonna be divided by 1, 2. Negative 4 divided by this. Negative 4 divided by 2 is minus 2. Ayun, like, follow mo lang. So, 0, 2, minus 2. Ano pa? Ito, divide natin 2 on both sides. Or sige, wait lang. This is 8 times 2. Tapos ito, 3 times 2. So, 8 over 3 lang siya. This is 8 over 3. And then, ito, madugo. Minus 96 over 24. Check ko nga lang. 34 times 4. 16, 8, 96. Oh, okay. So, this is gonna be 4. Minus 4. Right. So, now we are done with the first 3 columns. So, isipin mo, sa formula natin, natapos na natin to. Last step natin, ikakabit na lang natin to. Centered siya at A, and ang A natin is 2. So, literally just, like yun. Lahat ito, i-transfer mo siya dito sa right side. Tapos, ikakabit mo lang siya ng x minus 2 to the n. Depende siya kung n0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, kunin natin yun. X minus 2, or sige, sulat ko na rin dito. X to the a to the n is equal to x minus 2 to the n. So, ayun, follow mo lang yan. Ito, lagay mo to dito. So, ang makukuha mo is 2x minus 2 to the 1. And then ito, magiging minus 2. So, lipat lang. Minus 2x minus 2 squared. Lipat mo to. So, we have 8 over 3 x minus 2 cubed. So, pataas ng pataas yung powers niya. Nakalimutan ko pala ilagay 0 dito. 0, 1, 2, 3. And after that, meron ka dito negative 4. Nga. Minus 4, x minus 2, 4. So, ayan. Tumataas yung powers niya. Actually, ito rin yung sanity check niya. It is a 4th degree polynomial if meron ka nakikitang 4 dito, raised to 4. Kasi 4th degree siya. Literally, yun. That's your sanity check. Okay, so, ano na yung next na gagawin natin dito? Literally, ang last step natin is, kung nakuha mo na tong lahat, sum siya. So, ayun, ipa-plus mo lang. So, ipa-plus mo lang lahat ng terms na ito. So, you will get the polynomial of x is equal to, yung first term natin is 0 times anything is just 0. So, 0 lang siya. And then you have 2x minus 2 minus 2x minus 2 squared. So, ito siya. Kasi yung 8 minus 3, lagyan natin dito. 8 over 3, x minus 2 cubed. And then minus 4, x minus 2 raised to 4. Okay, so kung nakuha mo na yung lahat, ay naisagot natin. That is our Taylor polynomial. Okay, so it feels like a lot of steps, yes. But with enough practice, kaya naman siya. As long as na-memorize mo yung formula na to, and itong ordering na pinakita ko, I think you will be fine naman. Okay, so kung may polynomial ka na, ano na yung next step natin dito? How do we get the approximation? Do you just plug this in dun sa ano natin? Like, lagay mo lang dito 1.24. This does not work kasi iba yung sinolve natin. Ang ln natin is pag ganito yung function niya. So, we actually have to equate muna both of these logarithms. So, remember lang natin, 2x minus 3, 1.24. So, equate both of them. 2x minus 3 ln 1.24. This is what we want to approximate, no? Okay, next is, since pares lang naman sila naka-logarithm, tanggalin lang natin siya. Or, raise both of them to e. So, mawawala. Ang may iwan na lang dito is 2x minus 3 is equal to 1.24. Now, if you add 3 on both sides, ang makuha mo dito is 4, no? So, 2x is equal to 4.24. And then, divide 2 on both sides. So, ano to? 2, 1, 2. So, yung x natin is equal to 2.12. This is your magic number. Ito yung pwede mo i-plug sa loob nito so that you can approximate ln 1.24. Okay? Ang common mistake, linalagay nila yung 1.24 dito. Hindi yun gagana. Okay? Kailangan, kung ano man yung nasolve mo dito, yun yung ipapasok mo dito. Gets? Okay. Now, kung ipapasok naman natin siya dyan, can we further simplify this? Kasi mukhang madugo naman kung diniretso natin siya as 2.12, diba? We can convert it to fractional form. Okay lang naman yun. So, notice na lahat ito ay gumagamit ng x minus 2. So, this is gonna be, kung pinlagin natin yung x to this, 2.12 minus 2, 0.00, I guess. So, ang iwan na lang dito is 0.12, which is also equal to 12 over 100. So, kung ayaw mo siya gawing 0.12, pwede mo siya gawing fractional form na 12 over 100. That is also fine. I actually recommend that more kasi mas less prone siya to error. Okay, so paano mo kukunin yung approximation? This is the number that we want to approximate, no? Si ln 1.24. Ito. So that means, yun yung starting point natin dito. And then after that, we're gonna put our polynomial here. So we have here ln 1.24. Equivalent siya. Okay, very critical na equivalent siya. This is an approximation. Nasa term niya is Taylor series approximation. Yung p, babagsak mo siya dito. Tapos ito, may x ka na 2.12. So, lagay mo lang siya dito. Equal siya saan? Literally, lahat ito, ibabagsak mo lang siya dito. Pero pinalit mo lang siya ng either 2.12 minus 2 or 0.12. Pwede rin 12 over 100. Tapos, uulitin mo lang siya sa lahat ng terms. No? So, isa-isayin mo siya. Starting with the first terms, we have 2 12 over 100 raised to nothing, okay? Then we have 12 over 100 na squared. And then meron tayo dito 8 over 3. Ito siya. 8 over 3 tas negative 4. Okay, so nakakatamad siya i-compute, no? Okay, ayan. Sanity check, raised to 4, 4th degree Taylor polynomial. Okay, tama naman, no? Basta yun yung sanity check natin. Alright, now, as much as I want to do the arithmetic for this one, sinulat ko na lang siya sa whiteboard ko dito so that hindi ko na siya ima-manual. Ang i-expect natin na number dito is 0.2149785 Okay, this is our Taylor series approximation. Okay, let's be more realistic here. hindi sila magbibigay ng ganito kahabang polynomial sa actual exam. Recommend ko i-double check mo na lang to using a calculator. But if in an actual exam, baka up to third degree or second degree polynomial lang ang ibibigay nila. Masyado na toxic ang raised to 4. Okay? So maybe for an actual exam, hanggang third lang to or hanggang second. So titigil yung solution mo either here or here. But the general process is the same. No? Magsa-start ka muna dun sa derivatives. And then after that, plug in mo siya at 2. And then after that, divide mo siya by these numbers. No? Divide by 1, 2, 6, 24. And then after that is, wala, ikakabit mo lang yung function kung saan siya sinenter. No? Then after that, ayun, assemble the polynomial. Tapos kung mag-approximate ka, do not plug this in, okay? Kailangan isolve mo muna kung sino si x. At kung ano yung na-solve mo dito, yun yung pwede may pasok dito. Okay? And kung gusto mo ng extra easiness, pwede mo siya convert into fraction muna. And then evaluate the fraction. Ang tinatanggap lang na final answer nila dito is either a clean decimal or a clean fraction. No? So, I will leave that up to you naman. So yeah, I'd say that's about it for Math 22. Now, okay, looking back at all of these, napakadaming proofs, napakadaming letters. It feels like it's difficult to absorb, no? Okay, I'll tell you right now. If you get a low score in this exam, do not feel too bad, okay? It is not an easy exam. It is not an easy unit. At least sa mga classmates ko before, madami sa amin, they got their lowest score sa exam na ito, no? But, I guess ang tip ko na lang dito is, if you can visualize these flowcharts, it really does help, diba? If you can understand some of the logic, for example, like this, yung function mo na dito, it doesn't really make sense, no? Sometimes, things like that really help talaga. Ayun. And, ayun kasi, ang dami rin tricks na pinapa-memorize, diba? For example, kasama rin yung trick na ito, or kailangan mo rin i-distribute ito, diba? Okay, it's definitely really overwhelming. Gets ko rin yan, diba? But, I can assure naman na you know, as long as you read through it a lot of times and alam mo, maskim mo lahat ng convergence test before the actual exam, you can probably do well naman or at least well enough to your standard. And yeah, may other exams pa naman si Math 22. So may exam 3 and exam 4 and may finals pa, di ba? So madami pang chances bumawi. Ayun lang naman. So that's gonna be the end of this video. Good luck sa Math 22 exam nyo guys. And again, I'm sick right now so baka hindi ko siya na-explain na maayos. If you want further explanations, lapitan nyo ako sa tambayan or i-chat nyo ako. Yun lang naman. Good luck guys.